Watch Jefferson climbs the ladder. Oh my goodness! Come
on! What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Run Pure Sports PGA Showdown show. I'll be your host tonight, Red Kachik, and I'm joined by Locks. Sorry for starting a little bit late. Locks had some technical difficulties, so hopefully he can hang in there with us for the next hour, 45 minutes or so. But yeah, we were talking before we came on the show. It's a bloodbath. 6-6, about 1%. So Locks, over to you. How's everything going?
It's going okay, man. Thought my iMac desktop was taking a crap here for a while, so wasn't too exciting. But hey, we made it on. Couldn't miss the show here. Yeah, this week it's tough. I was shocked at this 6 out of 6 percentage. Honestly, kind of crazy to see. I actually thought it was going to go to -5 there for a little bit, but it stayed at 4. So not a great week for me. In all honesty, my main teams are screwed. Benny On, Tom Kim, those guys just absolutely tortured me. So on to Showdown, and that's what we do, right? We have a bad week, we pick it back up in Showdown. So that's what we're here to do tonight.
Yeah, shout out to a couple guys in chat. Let me drop this in there really quick. Let me pull them up. It was a couple guys had one guy about binked one of the Showdown. God, where'd he go? Masserino, I think is one name, and I can't find the other one. There it is. Greek Mastodon had a post, and who was this? It was Hustle Hard. Yeah. I think $1,164, not too bad. Looks like he almost binked the club twirl. So yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Snyder yesterday. The core was pretty good. Smalley lighting it up. Substraka playing well. Cam Davis playing well. And Jay Thomas did it, and just couldn't get hot soon enough, unfortunately, but he will miss the cut, and that's one of the guys that missed the cut for me. So, yeah, it's I mean, honestly, I think for the most part, you could probably say this leaderboard, I mean, is mostly expected, I guess, besides Taylor Moore lighting it up. I mean, Ricky Fowler's up here, Colin Morikawa, Aberg, everyone was on, and some good names down below him. Aaron Rye was pretty popular. Sepp Straka is in there. Cam Davis, obviously. So, what we'll do is we'll go kind of leaders down to the cut line, and we'll start with the first group of 4 guys: Taylor Moore, Taylor Pendrith, Ricky Fowler, and Aberg, who are 12 under and 13 under. So I only have 2 guys. I don't really anticipate playing much of these guys, but the 2 guys that I would play, one would be Fowler. I think Fowler's playing really, really well right now. He's one of the highest projections on any Showdown slate, so there's really no harm in going to Fowler. 10-6 is expensive, but there's plenty of values as we go down. Like, there's plenty of 7K guys you can fit into your lineups. And like I said, Fowler's playing unreal golf, obviously leading into this event, but already this week, like he's 7 for 11 inside of 12 feet. He's 7 for 15 inside of 18 feet. So he's hitting a lot of shots close. For reference, Taylor Pendrith only has 9 shots inside of 12 feet. So Ricky Fowler's kind of lapping them there. The other one in here is Pendrith, though. I do think Pendrith has what it takes to play well in this golf course. We saw it last year at this event, and yeah, he's playing extremely solid tee to green. So those would be the 2 guys. Pendrith at 7,400 feels really comfortable, and then Fowler at 10-6 seems like a really nice spend up if you have the salary. So typically wouldn't chase the leaders, but I honestly think in this field, like if these guys are playing this well on an easy golf course, I'm really not afraid of playing the guys that are in the lead because they're keeping the gas pedal down.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say is I'm right there with you. I normally don't on round 3 target the leaders or anything like that. So, yeah, I actually got a few interests up here. For me personally, I'm off of Taylor Moore tomorrow, but the other 3 guys all actually interest me a little bit. So I'm going to have a hard time picking. I mean, Aberg looks great. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to take him off my list, honestly, Drew. So I'm probably going to have all 3 in there, at least a little bit. Yeah. I'm actually probably lighter on Pendrith. I'm not a big Pendrith guy. 8 under today. I don't see him following that up. Maybe he shoots 3-4 under, but I don't think that's good enough for Showdown tomorrow. So if I had to get off somebody, up there. Out of those three, it'd probably be him. So for me, it's probably Fowler and Ludwig.
Okay, yeah, I'm good with Ludwig Aberg as well. I mean, he's playing extremely well. He hasn't hit as many as close, but I would almost argue he's underperforming with where he's driving the golf ball. Like, he's hitting, I think, more fairways than anybody else in the field, and he's longer than anyone else in the field besides Peter Quest, surprisingly, is like half a yard longer than him so far through 2 rounds. So, like, yeah, I think where Aberg is driving it, like, he has such a huge advantage. Yeah, I could not argue against Aberg. It's just the other two there were the top of my list. So we can touch on the 11 unders, and then we can jump to the 10s, because I'll be honest, the 11 unders, I'm not super excited to chase Collin Morikawa. We've seen what he's done for the past month or two, and he keeps letting me down week after week, essentially. He has gained a decent amount with the putter. I mean, not like gaining an incredible amount of strokes putting, but like he's made a lot of stuff inside of 10 feet. So I'm not really comfortable paying for Morikawa when I could just play for Fowler. The other guys in here, Rye is okay. He's just not going to be a target. And then I don't really have any interest in Shank, who's playing pretty well tee to green. But this is just a range I'm just not – no one's really jumping off the page. And as we go down, there's a couple guys I just like a lot more. I feel more comfortable. So, yeah, I mean, these guys are obviously playing well. But I don't really have any interest in playing this group of guys.
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's very, very light as well. I see differently with Morikawa, personally. It's just going to be tough. I mean, liking all these expensive guys, to see a 5-under round on a Morikawa and you lost 1.63 putting today. I mean, to still shoot 5-under, that's okay to me. So I'm okay going back there. I think at places like this, he's a far better golfer than most people. Tee to green wise, if he just keeps hitting on the green, he's going to keep getting looks. It's an easier place to putt. So I think they fall tomorrow. I could actually see him going super low. Possibly. So I have some interest in Collin Morikawa, but honestly, the other three guys, I'm probably completely Xing out. I don't like any of the three. I'm not going to be playing any of them tomorrow. So for me, it's really Morikawa, and that's it in the 11 under range.
Yeah. The one thing that we say about Morikawa is I think he was 3 under on the par 5s today. So like with an eagle and 1 birdie, that a minute. He made 2 other birdies somewhere. I think he had 3 other birdies somewhere, but he did play pretty well in the par 5s. And we saw that yesterday from a few guys that were like 5 under on the par 5s. And to me, that's really that shows some regression, and it doesn't show that they really played the rest of the golf course great anyway. So yeah, I mean, Morikawa is a class, class of the field when he's playing well. I'm just not sure. I'm having a tough time. I've been burned enough by him, but I mean, when he's on. And he's obviously hitting it decent. But we've seen his putter just lack for the last couple months. And even around the green game, which is fine too. So we can jump down into the 10 under range. So I have a few guys here that I really, really like. There's really only 2 guys in the -10 range that project out really well and also have some really nice stats through 2 rounds here. And that is Cameron Davis and Sepp Straka for me. Cam Davis was kind of a fringe play. Obviously had good course history coming into the week. I couldn't get onto him, but after seeing what he did in round 1, I saw some signs that he could probably light up this golf course, and he played really solid today. He gained on 71% of his approaches, and he's gained on 75% of his tee shots. So he's playing really consistent tee to green. As far as his approaches, he's got 14 shots inside of 18 feet on the par 3s and par 4s. And then the other guy is Sepp Straka, who's unbelievable number of shots just inside of 24 feet. He's almost 70% inside of 24 feet, which obviously you're not making a ton of that. But like that there's a very small line between 24 feet, 20 feet, and 10 feet. And obviously he's playing well to this point, but I think Sepp Straka, I played him for the full week. I played him yesterday and played him today. I'm going to play him tomorrow. So those are the 2 guys I really like. Cam Davis at 9K, Sepp Straka 8,300.
Yeah, I definitely like those calls. For me personally, I'm going to be off of Davis probably tomorrow. I liked him coming into the week. He was okay coming into the week. Just I didn't like his price tag. He likes his course. I mean, he obviously plays well here. So it's a guy you can definitely have in there. I'm not going to tomorrow following a 700 round. I love the Sepp Straka call. I'll be definitely playing a bunch of him with you. I'm actually pissed I didn't play him week long. So I'll definitely be jamming him with you tomorrow. I love that call. Looks really solid. Tee to green, really around the green, everywhere. Just looks solid this week. So definitely some interest there. And then my next guy would probably be Dylan Wu. Just tee to green wise, looks really, really solid. Off the tee is where he's struggling a little bit, but I mean, everywhere else, just super strong. Kind of had a letdown round today after his first round, but I think he bounces back tomorrow, 5-6 under for us, and has another solid round. So I'd say for me, probably Sepp Straka, Dylan Wu. I might sprinkle in a little Peter Quest bounce back after his little 2 under today. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. That's a really, really cheap price tag for a guy that shot 7 under and 2 under. Or 8 under.
Yeah, he's not playing. Yeah, he's not playing terrible. He actually, I mean, like for my projections, like Cam Davis and Sepp Straka are like 2 points higher than Dylan Wu. So like Dylan Wu's not really that far behind. And then Peter Quest is like six points behind Cam Davis and Sepp Straka. So it's a pretty big drop off, but there's like so little history. It's probably just not, there's no way to catch up to it.
And it's just, honestly,
so
it's really Drew, for me, I mean, a guy that can make that many birdies, if we saw him shoot 8 under already. He shot 2 under today, but for a guy that can do that, tee to green wise, he looks solid. He's putting good. So why not? 6,200 makes you fit a lot of other things in there.
Yeah. And I certainly wouldn't be chasing Andrew Landry at 6,200 after his round today. So, very good. We can jump down into the 9K or 9K, the 9 under range. And before we do that, let me just say thank you to everybody tuning in. We got a pretty good number of viewers. Please like and you feel free to comment. We're going to be reading the chat and I'll be looking through. Obviously, Matty Ice is in there. Sepp is a hero. Obviously, Sepp is a hero. And I will say for like the full week, Sepp Straka was just in a weird price range where guys looked up at Aberg and they looked up, into the 9K range or the low 9s, or they went down to Benyon and Eckroat. So like he was just kind of like a forgotten guy in that low mid 8K range. So he's just playing so well, and he's a guy that can get hot, obviously. So I think he's still live to win this golf tournament. So we'll see how that shakes out. But yeah, let's talk about the 9 under guys. We have 4 of them here, so small range. We have Chris Kirk, Nikolai Hogard, Callum Tarrant, and Peter Malnati. So again, only 2 guys I'm really focusing on here. Callum Tarrant I like quite a bit. Even aside from his approach numbers, like strokes gained approach numbers look really, really good. Like his proximity still look good. So like he's driving the ball well and he's hitting a lot close. So he's got 9 shots inside of 12 feet, 15 shots inside of 18 feet, and he's only 3 for 9 inside of 12 feet. So I think he's got quite a bit of upside left at 7,100. And then Chris Kirk is the other one. Same deal. Like he's played well here in the past. I think he had some of the best course history of anybody. I think he was on AP's course history sheet. 8,100 for him is a little bit steep typically, but he is playing extremely well. He's 4 for 12 inside of 18 feet. He is playing the par 5s at 6 under par. So he's playing the par 5s pretty well. So I think like there's a pretty strong floor for him at like 4 under par. And it's really a matter of him getting a little bit hotter and shooting 6 or 7 under. So that's kind of the 2 guys I'm really targeting. The other 2, Peter Malnati, I never really get him right. I'm not sure he's ever right anyways. And Hogard's interesting, I guess, just the dude's long, and we could easily see like an 8 under out of him. But yeah, I'm really just focused on Chris Kirk and then Callum Tarrant as a value.
Yeah, I liked Kirk coming in. Obviously, playing absolutely freaking horrible this year lately. Anyways, he started out the year okay, but just lately been playing horrible. So I knew a lot of people would be off, but he loves this course. So I liked him coming in. I'm definitely be jamming him in tomorrow. Callum Tarrant, I like him as well. And then Hogard, I like 3 out of these 4 guys as well. Just kind of like I did up top. Honestly, I like all 3 of those guys. So I'll be finding a way to fit all 3 in my pool and probably Xing out Malnati. I'm not chasing that guy. I don't like playing him, and I'm not chasing him after that round he had today either.
No shot. All right, easy range there. Pretty good. I mean, honestly, this is probably the most we've talked about the guys near the top of the leaderboard. But I think on a golf course like this, it shows a little bit of something of guys that are playing aggressive and playing well at the same time. So definitely a lot more guys than typically we are targeting in the top 30 or so. All right, let's talk about the -8. So a pretty big range here. We have Keegan here, Brian Harman, both guys coming off of good weeks last week, so should be no surprise that they're playing well again. But I was not on them for the full week. I didn't think this would be, a great spot for Keegan to continue his mojo. I didn't think it would be the worst, but definitely not going to chase somebody after a win. And then Brian Harman just continues to hit it decent and make everything. I think he's 5 for 6 inside of 12 feet. But I only have one guy in this range, believe it or not, that I'm really looking at, and it's Troy Merritt, another course history guy that is playing well. He's 6,600, and he has made absolutely nothing from what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Playing the par fives well, so he's keeping that together. Basically, he's 600 on the par fives, 8 under for the tournament. If he can get anything rolling on the par fours, he can light it up. And we've seen him do well here in the past with 3 straight top 10s, I think. So I like Merritt quite a bit tomorrow. 6,600 for me is a pretty nice spot to save some salary for me to get up to Ricky Fowler, who we talked about at the beginning.
Yeah, I absolutely love that call. I think we got one of our cores for the end because I'm fully on board with you with Troy Merritt. Just the way he's putting, to still shoot 4 under both rounds. I mean, you got to be striking it pretty well. I actually mentioned him, I think, in the show ahead of you guys. I don't know. I didn't get to watch you guys this week, but I love Merritt coming in. Course history guy, been playing like crap. I know he's going to be low owned. Why not? So he's paying off for us, but unfortunately some other studs killed me. So it is what it is. I'll let him help me out in this showdown for tomorrow. Love him. Yeah, I'm with you. Harman, I'm not going to be playing. Keegan, though, on Saturdays, man, I don't know if I can cross him off. It's a thing. I'm sorry. I got to have him in there. I mean, this putter, Ricky Fowler's putter, everybody on tour is going to have pretty soon. It's crazy to see. I mean, Bradley looks good. It's so hard to X his name out. I don't think I can. So I think he could easily fire us another 5, 6, 7 under tomorrow. So I'll have him in there. And that's pretty much it for me. I'd say probably Merritt and Keegan is all I'm looking at here too. So not much as well.
Okay. All right. We can talk about the next range. So I got a couple interesting ones here. Definitely guys that have let us down recently. So it's actually it's a big group, but a group of really good guys that we've been playing quite a bit of. Snyder's Soldier, Carson Young's in this group. Justin Suh, Big T's guy, Stefan Yeager, we've been playing all year. Homa's in here. Ryan Palmer has been talked up a little bit after round 1. And I'll be honest, none of these guys seem like super safe, and it's really just GPP targets for me. And I have 2 of them that are going to be somewhat gross in certain aspects, but I think are really appealing in the $20 GPP for tomorrow. The first one I'll go ahead and just get it out of the way is Mr. Max Homa. Homa, 7 under par through 2 rounds, obviously, has made absolutely nothing. He's another guy. He's 6 under on the par 5s and doing nothing on anything else. He is 1 for 12 inside of 18 feet. So he's hitting a decent inside of, let's see, 12 feet. He's only had 4 shots, so not lighting it up, but 12 shots inside of 18 feet. Again, there's a small line between 12 feet and 18 feet. So he could easily start knocking a little bit closer and possibly make something. I mean, he's made nothing. He's made 0 inside of 6 feet even. So I like Homa a good bit. He was kind of feels like a JT play from today, a guy that's kind of struggling. I don't think a lot of people are going to play him. He's not really lighting it up. And I don't know, just 9,600 is expensive. I think people will go elsewhere, and I like kind of jamming 2 studs. And I think Homa's a guy that somehow he can flip it around and he can go low on this golf course for sure. We just haven't seen it in a while, but I think his irons are starting to creep back in a good direction. The other one down here that's been playing really solid and it's kind of surprising. He looks almost like Aberg from a greens and regulation and a fairways perspective is Ryan Palmer. Palmer's gained on 90% of his tee shots and he's beating the field in greens and regulation. He's got 14 shots inside of 18 feet. I like Palmer a little bit tomorrow, which is scary. Like I'm not sure I ever get Ryan Palmer right, but unless he's in Texas, then you just never get him wrong. But I mean, there's other guys in this group that project out well. Stefan Jaeger, Doug Gim, Justin Suh, they all project out well. But like the two guys that really stand out that I think will be fun GPP targets is A, Max Homa, and B, Ryan Palmer.
Yeah, I like those two calls for sure. There's a couple other names I'll mention just because obviously you just talked about those two. So I'll be with you on those two. I would agree that two of those are going to be my guys. Justin Suh, I'm not going to be playing. I don't know. The guy hits the ball like crap, in all honesty. It's just not.
He's very hit or miss to be fair.
It's so tough. I mean, 7 under even. I don't know. Tee to green wise has been really actually awful. Yeah. I'm not going to be playing him, so I'll X him out. I like Homa. I like Palmer. I actually like Ryan Moore. I got some interest in him. He's another guy that just can't make anything right now. Mm-hmm. Hasn't been making anything. I think he's going to be low on tomorrow. Carson Young is my other guy. I loved him coming in. He made my locks as well, along with Snyder Soldiers. So hard to not play a guy like that, I guess. But I'll be throwing in some Carson Young for sure. I could see like a super low round out of him, 64, 63, possibly something like that. We'll see, but I could see him going super deep. And then Doug Gim and Jaeger, I actually liked coming in. The guys I like coming into the week, I actually like playing on round 3. I think we talk about it. I think we talk about it every week. So those are two guys I liked coming in right away. I played Gim first round. It worked out. So I'll go right back to him round 3, and then I'll go to Jagerbaum as well in round 3.
We got Matty Ice in the chat. Homa going to nuke one of these next 2 rounds. I hope so. Like I didn't capitalize enough on the JT -10 or whatever he shot last week. And then he comes to this event, and then he gets priced up, and he becomes semi-chalk. And then he misses the cut. So, like, it's a perfect storm for this terribleness. And, I hope Homa can go low, and we can capitalize on it, and then they can price him at $15K next week. I don't care.
And I love his quote, too. You know, he's like, everything feels fine. It's just golf is it's a cruel game. It is. You know. I mean, one day you can go if everything feels normal, completely great. You shoot 65, and the next day you can shoot 84. It sucks. It's tough.
It is, and some of these guys are just not very far away. I mean, we just saw that from JT. He found it, and then he lost it apparently. So, got one more really quick. So from McGowan, I assume he's in the Discord, but he said stopping in briefly to say thanks to Red Kachik's call on Penrith last night helped me win 11 tickets today on Showdown. That's always fun.
Love it.
Tickets sometimes for some reason like satellites are just like you spend a little bit of money for the tickets, but like it always feels like free tickets. So
for sure. It does.
So shout out to McGowan, and hopefully Homa's in the winning lineup for you tomorrow, maybe. But we'll get to a core here in just a minute. Let's round out the last couple ranges here. So that was the -7. Let's talk about the -6s. Again, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. It does help us out, and it lets Big T know that we're doing a good job for you. So, again, this is another range. I got 2 guys. It's a big range, 6 under. I think there's, let's see here, 14 guys in this range, and I will only highlight 2 of them that really stand out to me. I'm going to keep going back to Smalley. I love Smalley going into this week. I loved him today, and I'm going to just keep chasing it. He's playing the par 5s at 6 under par. He's sitting at 6 under par. He's hitting his irons pretty well in the par 4s. He's 4 for 12 inside of 18 feet. He has gained on 75% of his tee shots and only 50% of his approaches. So like there's a little bit to be desired there on hitting it a little bit closer on the par 4s, but I still think this is a perfect setup for him. Like the dude's long off the tee. He's good off the tee. He just needs to hit some wedges and some mid-irons a little bit better, and he can go low. So 8,400 for Alex Smalley. He'll be in a bunch of my lineups for tomorrow. And then this one's a little bit cringy, but again, I think it's a good GPP play, and it would just be a sprinkle. But we've seen this guy go low on really easy tracks. And I think AP had a quote a couple months ago, like you play this guy on alternate field events and you play him on really easy golf courses. And that's Tyler Duncan. at 6,700. So Duncan's hitting it pretty decent for Tyler Duncan. He's gaining on about 62% of his approaches, so above 50%. And he is only at 4 under par for the par 5. So he's basically just kind of hanging in there. But I could see him, getting hot at some point if he's hitting a decent, which he is, and then running the tables. We've seen him do that at the RSM. I think he did the Heritage earlier this year, if I'm not mistaken. And somewhere else, I think AP had something out about him. It might have been Corrales or Puerto Rico or something. But those are really the two guys. The other guys in here, I think, I'm not sure from a strokes game perspective. I assume Svensson probably looks decent, but he doesn't make anything, and he's not making anything this week. He'd be one of the few exceptions where I wouldn't chase the negative splits. I don't think he can get hot at this golf course. There's very few of them where he can go that low. So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, the rest of these guys are not hitting it great and not making a ton anyways. They're just kind of hanging around. But Smalley stands out a ton. I like that. Sungjae's not going to do it for me. And then, like I said, Tyler Duncan is an interesting one there. And then I guess I'll just mention one last one that just kind of stands out that I kind of forgot is Marty Dow at 6,600. And I think that's one of Kurt's favorites. So I would be remiss if I forgot to mention Kirk's guy, Marty Dow.
Let's go, baby. Marty Dow. All three of us. I'll be on him.
Has he won anyone money? Has Marty Dow won Kurt any money or anybody else money? Probably not.
No, there's got to be a day that he will. So
maybe
it'll be tomorrow. Maybe it'll be. We'll see. I don't know. I'll throw in a little bit of him. I mean, he's cheap. It's a guy. He can go low. We've seen it. We've seen rounds where
if you're playing 20 lineups or 15 lineups, then I think he could fit in there without you're not getting overexposed to some of the other 6K guys we mentioned, like Troy Merritt, I guess. So
for sure,
he's just worth a sprinkle if you're building enough lines. He certainly wouldn't be in our core, and he certainly wouldn't be if I was building 5 lineups. I wouldn't play any Marty Dow.
Yeah, I would agree with you there for sure. Going down the rest of the range for me, there's a few names I'll mention. I know you only had 2. I got about 3 or 4 probably that I actually like down here. Smalley, I do like to call on Smalley. I liked him coming into the week too. Today he started out super hot and just kind of coasted the rest of the way. But yeah, he can. It's a guy that can just go super nuclear. I love him tomorrow. Sungjae M's another guy. I'll be a little different than you there. I like Sungjae tomorrow. It's going to be tough because when I build for showdowns, I just kind of sprinkle in these top guys. I don't go too heavy unless I feel really strongly. But Sungjae tomorrow, I do like. On Saturdays, he's shown he can go super low as well. Today, just a 2 under round, kind of mediocre. And tee to green wise is where he's actually been kind of struggling around the green, putting okay. So I think he tee to green wise figures it out tomorrow, has a super low round for us. I like him actually a lot. I'll be off of Svensson as well. Most of these other guys, I don't like Tyler Duncan. I get it. I fully get the play. I could see why you want to go there. I just personally will not be being honest with you there. Nate Lashley.
Yeah, that's fair.
What's that?
That's fair. No, you don't have to like them all.
And then
these some of these guys are just fringe plays, literally just they look decent and they could pop. They're not like core plays. Hopefully Smalley's a core play for us here in a minute. But some guys that look like there's signs that they could go shoot 6 under par.
And that's where I'm getting at with my last guy in the range, which would be Nate Lashley. Liked him coming in, loved him coming in. AP, all of us, I think, kind of did a little bit. Course history, I think he's won here. So I'll be throwing him in there as well. Kind of a letdown round today. So I could see him bouncing back in a big way tomorrow for us as well.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's hop down into the 5s. And I actually don't think I got a couple in the 4s that tee off early that we can target. But yeah, I actually have a few more guys in the 5s than the last couple ranges. So I'll go ahead and rip them off really quick. Henrik Norlander, I think, stands out for a lot of people. So I don't really see any reason to fade, to be honest. He's going off pretty early, 905. He's 6,700. And I mean, honestly, everyone's going to see the strokes gain numbers, but we'll only kind of break it down a little bit further. So of all the guys in the field, I mean, he's tip tops in consistency with off the tee and approach at the moment. So he's gaining on 86% of his tee shots. So 86% of his tee shots, he's positive. and 71% of his approach shots, he's positive. So like the dude is basically, 2 out of 3 is a positive shot, which means he's probably hitting it inside of like 12 feet. And then when I start to look at the numbers, he's got 14 shots inside of 18 feet. And he's only made 4 of them. Playing the par 5s at 4 under par, so pretty mediocre. But like if he continues hitting a lot of fairways long enough, hitting a lot of greens, he needs to hit it a tad closer, and he'll be in fuego. So I think Henrik Norlander has a lot of upside. He's playing as well as he's played pretty much all year. I looked at him for the full week, and I did not click him because he's been so bad. So he does look like he's playing pretty well this week. So we'll see if he can get a low round in, and hopefully that is tomorrow. The other 2 here, JJ Spawn, pretty chalky for the full week slate, and he's playing decent. He's gained on the field, off the tee, driving accuracy and greens and regulation, hitting it pretty well. And then Ches Reavie continues to hit it pretty close and not making anything. Obviously, off the tee numbers are always going to be skewed because he hits it so short. So his strokes gained numbers look like they're atrocious, but he's losing like 15 yards to the field. So he's still hitting more fairways than the field. He's hitting a lot of greens. Ches Reavie would be another guy that I would mention in this range, and that's really it. The other guys down here are kind of gross. Like, for example, I'll just say Kyle Reifers showed up yesterday and again today, and I'm not going to play Kyle Reifers. He's played basically one PGA Tour event all year last week, and he finished like 30th. So there's no reason for me to jump him, but I will say he's hitting it pretty well 2 weeks in a row. So, yeah, I just have those 3. JJ Spawn, Reavie, and Norlander. I assume all 3 are probably going to be, Norlander especially, are probably going to be pretty chalky.
Yeah, for sure. For me, Drew, it's easy for me and the 5 unders anyway. It's really just JJ Spawn for me. I liked him coming into the week. The rest of these guys, I don't know, stats-wise, the way they look, I'm not going to be playing pretty much anybody else in this range.
Okay. All right, we can talk about the 4s really quick. So I actually have a few guys here that I really like and I think have potential to go low. I think there's a few that are really fringy, but the guys that I did talk about one yesterday, he's in this range, and another guy that I played in my main lineup today that basically held me back, but I'm going to chase him for tomorrow. That's Robbie Shelton at 7K and Garrett Higo at 7K. Both of those guys, very long off the tee. I think they could go low here. Shelton looked really good after round 1, looked very average today, but he did get a PM tee time. Not that that means much. It's such an easy golf course, but he is making absolutely nothing. He's got 8 shots inside of 12 feet. He's only made 2 of them. So I really do like, even personally, I'm going to chase some Robbie Shelton. I think he's got a low one in him either the next 2 days. Higo is fine. SH Kim looks really interesting. Not doing anything with the putter, and we've actually seen him actually gain strokes with the putter most events. So that's an interesting bounce back spot for him. And then Grayson Sigg. Grayson Sigg is all right at 6,900. He would be pretty far down my list as far as ranking him, but like I do think Shelton and Higo especially would be guys that I would prioritize if I was building 5 lineups in the $20 GPP.
Yeah, I love it. There is a decent amount of names down here that I'll play. I like targeting some of these early guys on moving day. Just personally what I like to do. So I agree with you. I like Higo. It's a guy, he can't putt, man. It's just, if he could ever figure out the putter too, I mean, he could have a lot more low rounds. So yeah, I like him. Sam Stevens, I like to come into the week, so I'm fine going to him tomorrow as well. A guy that can go super low for us, not very expensive at $7,400. Sam Bennett's still down at $7,200. Obviously, we've seen in the first round he can go low. I think he bounces back for us tomorrow. And then Grayson Sigg, I'm there with you. $6,900. Him and Will Gordon actually have slight interest for me tomorrow. Just cheap guys down here that I could see going low as well. And you don't need like all those studs up top. If you get these guys down here to shoot 4 under, that could do it for you. You know what I mean? And they're easily capable of doing that. Anybody is at this course. So you can do a little stars and scrubs action if you want. I think in this round and this whole week really, as we've seen. So a lot of names I'm actually kind of interested in, as I mentioned down here.
Yeah, the projections are actually still relatively close. Like it's like 5 points different between we'll just say Robbie Shelton and Ricky Fowler. Like it's 5 or 6 points from a projection standpoint. So it's really not that far off. All right. That pretty much wraps it up. We can talk about a core really quick. I'm just seeing
You see
Matty Icy's going to play some
Kelly Craft
on one team. And he already regrets it. I probably regret clicking in that comment.
If you're playing Kelly Craft, I'll throw in some Ryan Brem.
Where's he at? I see him, yeah. He's not the worst. He's actually not terrible. He's hitting some fairways. He's hitting some greens. He's just not doing really anything flat.
Nick Watney love? I mean,
trust me, there's definitely worse ones.
Stone 6K flat. Nick Watney? No?
I don't think I need it.
I'm totally kidding.
Yeah, I mean, has he posted like a 66 or better all year? I'm not sure he has.
Probably not.
Yeah.
What about Riley?
Right, let's.
How do you feel about Riley? That's one guy I wanted to ask you about. Davis Riley.
Davis Riley?
Yeah.
I got you.
What
not too bad. Yeah, so he's 4 of 6 inside of 12 feet. He's 5 for 11 inside of 18 feet. So he's not like jumping off the page, but he's like right in that middle tier, I guess. He's basically field average in every single category. That's probably the best way I can put it.
Okay. And then one more.
He's basically
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say he's basically like a light red to yellow on my sheet. So he's basically field average or just below field average in every single stat.
And then what about SH Kim? I just think stats-wise, he just can't putt. Everything else looks good.
Yeah. I mentioned SH Kim. So he's a guy that I think of all the guys that anyone could ever tout that says there's some putting regression, a lot of times they just don't make anything. So like I just talked about Svensson. Like, okay, yeah, he's losing strokes putting. He's not going to gain strokes putting, but like 1 every 8 rounds anyway. So SH Kim is a different breed though. Like he's probably gaining 7 out of 8 rounds with his putter. And he has not done anything with it so far this week. So his numbers actually look really good. He's green on all the proximity numbers and just deep red on the putting. He's a little bit negative on approach, but again, I'm not so concerned with that. A lot goes into that statistic. Yeah. But like he's hitting a decent number inside of 18 feet. And I do like SH Kim. He's still down the list at his price. There's some other guys we mentioned, like Troy Merritt, I would obviously play. But he's fine. I would not red flag him.
Perfect.
All right. You want to talk about a core? All right,
let's do it.
All right. The easy one. We'll do 2 a piece. Do you want to take the easy one we talked about? You just mentioned them anyway, so you're welcome to take Mr. Course History.
Yeah, I'll take Mr. Course History. We'll throw Troy Merritt in there right away.
All right.
I know what your next is.
I don't think you do. I'm kind of bouncing around. I'm not sure. I guess, I mean, is it Alex Smalley you're thinking I'm going to say?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's fine. I was looking up the board a little bit, but I'm cool with starting with Alex Smalley and Troy Merritt as a good balance. All right, I'll let you have one.
You want me to go up the board?
No, you don't have to. You go anywhere you want. I was just looking up the board at some guys that are teeing off a little bit later that we talked about early that I liked. You can go down. You can get anyone at 7 a.m. if you want. I don't know what the first tee time is. Yeah, 7 a.m. 6:50. Oh, shit.
I'm going to go – oh, man. I really want to go with Hung Jae, but you don't like him. But you don't like him.
No, he hasn't really been good for like a month.
We got to go with somebody we both like, so I won't go Hung Jae. I think I'm going to put him in my core, though, just for the people, just so you all know. I think Hung Jae is going to be in my core.
Okay, I know who we both liked. Straka.
Yeah, let's do it. You can do Straka if you want him. That's fine.
I'll take him, yeah. 8,300 Straka, teeing off later, but playing as good as anybody so far. So, yeah, I think he's a nice filler. And you have a ton of salary to work, but you could play Scotty Scheffler's not even in the field if you wanted to at 20K if you wanted to. I mean, we have so much salary. I mean, we got to be at like 9K average remaining right now.
I would think, yeah. Let's go. Let's go with the Max Homa nuke tomorrow. Round 3 nuke.
Go. Now you brought me right back in. Now I'm into the show.
Let's go, baby.
I'm excited. Max Homa. Gosh. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it when he's low owned, and he's gonna do it unexpectedly. Tomorrow could be the day. I'm hoping he's gonna be low owned, which would mean it was unexpected. So, all right. Appreciate you hanging in there, Locks. I'm glad the computer didn't zonk out just yet. Appreciate everybody in the comments. Matty Ice, thank you. Congrats to Mangone as well. Any final thoughts from you, Locks, and then I'll get us out of here with some good mojo.
No, not much. Just go with your gut, man. Obviously, it's a birdie fest, so anybody can do it at any point. Don't be afraid to get crazy. Take some stands, and yeah, good luck. Let's run pier. We'll see you at the top.
Yeah, I mean, perfect point. I mean, you could literally leave, you could have 10K left or 10-6 left for Ricky Fowler and go play Quest at 6,200, leave 4K on the table, and still have an optimal lineup at the end of the day because anyone could shoot 64 here. So, yeah, I think we broke it down pretty well, gave you plenty of plays to go through it. Again, you should probably focus on like the mid-range. You don't have to jam the AM guys because they aren't playing as well as the top of the board. But I think we gave you plenty to do and plenty of wiggle room with that core. So, damn, big-ass fly just threw over my head. That's the mojo we needed. That's the mojo we needed to get us out of here. Max Homa fly. Here we go. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate everybody's support. We'll check you tomorrow night for round 4 showdown. See ya.